Hey everybody, Sean here from Somm Club, and today I'm going to take you through a tasting of the 2020 Domaine Lafond Roc-Épine Tavel that you have in the January 2022 Somm Club box. So Tavel is one of the only appellations in France that produces 100% rosé. That's all they do. Pascal Lafond, one of the owners of Domaine Lafond, has said that's what makes Tavel so special, is that rosé is all that they do. So they are able to focus 100% of their production on producing the best quality rosé, where a lot of regions or appellations make rosé as a secondary product or as something else to kind of add to their red wine or to diversify their portfolio. Tavel does not have that issue. They are the king of rosés and the rosé of kings. That's the dual sobriquet that they've earned over centuries of producing high quality rosé. Aside from Provence, maybe some of the most well-known rosé in France, a little bit further north, Tavel is in the Rhone Valley, very near to Châteauneuf-du-Pape, on the right bank of the Rhone River, or the southwest kind of corner of the Rhone Valley as you're looking at a map. Made primarily from the same grape varieties as you would find in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. So Tavel is mostly Grenache, Grenache Rouge to make up the blend, and then a little bit of Cinsault, a little bit of Carignan. Sometimes there's some Claret and some white varieties that are blended in, but this is about 60% Grenache. So I expect it's going to come across with that kind of candied red fruit character that Grenache does so well in lighter reds and then rosé. So, and yeah, it's savory in a way that still expresses the flavor and the characteristic of Grenache. So this kind of tangy, tart red fruit, wild strawberry, red cherry, raspberry, not in a way that is overly fruity or sweet smelling, but definitely you're aware that you're smelling like a bouquet of red fruits. There is this interesting floral character. It's slightly kind of citrusy. It's like citrus blossom almost in the way that it's kind of slightly floral. And then on the underside, there's a meatiness. There is a density to this rosé. This is not a light rosé. This is not Provence. They should actually put that on every bottle of Tavel. It's like, this is not from Provence. It's totally different. It's a different style. This is made richer, heavier, denser. I think this is probably close to 14% alcohol. It is. It's 14% alcohol. And it's rosé, which means that it's going to have body, it's going to have flavor, it's going to have intensity. And it will stand up to very flavorful dishes. Your first sip of Tavel, if that's the first sip that you've ever had, it's like you're now being taken to an entirely different level of rosé. This is maybe unlike any other rosé that you've ever had. It has the flavor of a lighter red. It has the concentration of even a medium-bodied red, but it is pale. It is crystal, kind of ruby color. There may be a point in this video where I just stop talking and start focusing on how this smells, because it's just intoxicating. There is so many things happening in this wine, from the texture, from the freshness, from the kind of finish where it changes from this lightly sweet kind of candied red fruit into a savory mineral character, and then into an earthiness on the finish. You could throw You could throw bouillabaisse at this if you want to go classic pairings like this tomato Provençal fish stew. You could do roasted game. You could do like very flavorful salads. You could do, I mean, I'm curious how this will hold up against something like Szechuan or Chinese food where you have some chili and some spice and some texture. The oiliness and the weight of this wine, I think, stands up really well. I used Tavel when I used to work at Vidges as a way to kind of combat the fattiness and the oiliness and the richness of some curry dishes, and it worked fantastically. So I think that it is fascinating how much versatility and how many options there are for a rosé made in this style. So experiment, go nuts. Grab this bottle, kind of throw caution to the wind and try something unique. Do something interesting and see where it takes you. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.